Ladies and gentlemen, the American jury and Bulldog Nation, I want to begin today with a very funny petition. Now, I don't know who they're petitioning, but there's apparently 6,000 signatures and counting on a petition that would block Jeff Bezos from re-entering Earth after he flies into space. It's pretty funny. Somebody posted under my Facebook page, somebody commented that Space Command needs to get involved in this. But I thought it was pretty funny. Here's a petition to not let Jeff Bezos back into the Earth. All right, Geneva. The biggest news story right now is Joe Biden meeting with Putin in Geneva, Switzerland. All I have to say about this, folks, is it's a joke. It's a complete joke. Joe Biden is the classic politician who talks, but his actions speak louder. Let me give you an example. Joe Biden and Barack Obama's administration allowed Putin to invade and take over the Crimea. Then they allowed them to take part of Ukraine. Now, that didn't happen under Donald Trump's watch, everybody was saying, oh, he's compromised by Putin. That happened under Barack Obama and Joe Biden. Now, let's see what happens. The Ukraine, we then find out that Burisma and the rest of them are paying old Hunter Biden all this money. We know Joe Biden is basically saying, we're going to withhold aid if you don't fire that prosecutor. Quid pro quo Joe. That happened. So now what do we hear? He says he doesn't know if Ukraine, it might be too corrupt to join NATO. Really, Joe? After all of that, you're going to say they're too corrupt to join NATO? I mean, it just goes on and on and on. Putin can do whatever the hell he wants. Xi and China can do whatever the hell they want. Iran can do whatever the hell they want. Hamas can do whatever they want. North Korea can do whatever they want. Joe Biden is going to talk big and tough like a politician and not do a damn thing. It's a joke. And that's what's going on in Geneva right now. What's he going to do about these cyber attacks? Nothing. He'll talk real bad. Nothing's going to change. Joe Biden is a weak president. And when they talk about his return, where America's back to return, I want to tell you something, folks, and I found this out during the Dr. Durrani litigation. You know what? If a lawyer for the other side really likes you, maybe that's because they know they're getting everything they want from you. You see how the game's played in life? Don't get me wrong, sometimes you can get along with an adversary, but a lot of times the adversary, if they like you, that's because they're getting everything they want from you. And Joe Biden is a joke, complete joke. You know that. My next topic ties into that. Joe Biden is putting America last. America last. Not first, last. And that's what all the global leaders want. They want America to be down there with them. You know, use America, suck America. You know, America gets leached off of all of our resources. What did Trump do with NATO? He said, hey, I want you to pay your fair share of your military defense. What was wrong with that? That wasn't anti-Europe. That was just being fair. Joe Biden is the antithesis of that. He wants to be president of the world. And look at the unfairness of it. He announces he's going to give 500 million doses of the coronavirus vaccine to the world. All of Europe throws in another 500 million. The disparity is remarkable. They want to suck off America. It makes me sick. Biden's war on misinformation. Biden's own secretary. He comes out. One of his own cabinet members comes out and says that they want to work with big tech about misinformation. Wow. Government and big American Communist 10. Remember what I said? Oh, working together. American Communist 10 working together. But of course, this raises the, question, who's deciding all of this? I mean, it is Orwellian. And again, nobody ever talks about this, folks. You in America, with your freedoms and the First Amendment, have a right to be wrong. You have a right to spread disinformation. Since when has it been declared that nobody can spread information? It's like, you got to be right. Well, who decides whether you're right? You can tell a tale. You can spread misinformation. It's freedom of speech, folks. Where this thing came up, disinformation is all about government control of you and me. It's a joke. You have a right to be wrong. You don't have to be correct. If you get something wrong, that's okay. That's the way the world rolls. They're now trying to decide whether you're right or wrong. And who gets to decide whether you're right or wrong? Nobody talks about that. The only thing that's protected under the First Amendment is defamation. Misinformation isn't defamation. I mean, we got to fight back, folks. And by the way, I need to do a whole video about this. You know, all that has to happen for evil to triumph, that oft-used phrase, Edmund Burke, is for good people to do nothing. And more good people aren't doing a damn thing. Border visit. Trump's going to go to the border. Hysterical. He's going down there at the invitation of the Texas governor, and it ought to be really, really interesting. Good old Kamala. It's like 80 days in counting. She's not gone to the border. Trump's going to hold a Cleveland rally. I think it's June 26th. Going to hold a rally in Tampa, too. I expect it to be a lot of people from Cincinnati going up to old Cleveland to check out the rally. It's going to be great. Can you imagine the crowds of these rallies, what they're going to entail? They're going to be huge. Producer prices, 6.6% increase. The greatest increase of all time. Off the charts. Inflation. And they now use these fancy words. The debate going on now, will inflation be transitory? Or was it going to be long-lasting? It's not going to be transitory. It's going to exist until Biden's out of office. Demings, who is running, Congresswoman Demings, who is running against DeSantis for governor, said it was shameful DeSantis wants people to work. Shameful. That he wants people to get off unemployment and go to work. DeSantis is going to destroy her in that election. I went down to Florida at St. Augustine a couple weeks ago, and I'm telling you right now, the people of Florida love this guy. Love him. Arizona election audit. You know, Arizona, the state's doing their audit of this election. So what happens? Merrick Garland and the Fed say, well, we might monitor the weigh-in on. What a bunch of hogwash. They have no right to do that. Wait a minute. Is it states going to control their elections or the federal government control the election? Whatever fits their little mood. You know something's going to be being uncovered pretty good for Trump if the feds want to get in and monitor that now. Fulton County. Apparently there's a bunch of missing information from the pickup boxes to the ballots, and the Secretary of State is investigating this. Real interesting, like we didn't know this stuff was going on. It's going to be great to see what these states find out. It's not going to change the outcome, but it's going to prove a lot of people wrong. The wrong people wrong. Massachusetts public schools have instituted a policy of encouraging students to snitch on each other about anything and everything. Soviet Union? Sound like Soviet Union? The whole United States of America is getting Soviet Unionized. Charles Barkley is going to be leaving the NBA show that he's been on with TNT, and he's saying there's no more fun anymore. Charles, you are correct. You have to be politically correct. There's no more fun. Poor old Charles Barkley. Roger Waters of Pink Floyd blew up Zuckerberg when Zuckerberg wanted to use the song from Brick in the Wall. Great. When he went off on him. Although I don't really care for some of Waters' politics, but at least he doesn't like Zuckerberg. Chrissy Teigan. Nobody is talking about this little tidbit about Chrissy Teigan and her being a bully, cyber bully and everything else, and she's getting canceled everywhere. Where's John Legend? Where's her partner, her husband? Good old John Legend. Mr. Quiet. Where are you, John? How come nobody's calling out John Legend and say, John, what's your position about what your wife has done here? What's going on here? Can you imagine the conversations going on in that household, he'll probably dump her. But I just think about that. How could, John Legend was Mr. Outspoken, woke, cancel culture. Come on, John. What's your position on your wife being a cyberbully? And last but not least, good old Jon Stewart got crossways with Stephen Colbert when he basically said, hey, it's the Wuhan lab and it ain't a conspiracy. It's just the facts. Don't you love it? The revolution of woke and white cancel culture slowly turning against itself because they start canceling each other. This is the Bulldog. Every dog has their day. I hope you have a great day.